this is one of those moments where like we're in basically going to enter free fall again. Like we're in free fall right now. So here's let's just look at Pulse. That's what a lot of people care about. So like what happened here was this was creating a really good structure on the price chart, but the SEC lawsuit against Richard Hart enticed a couple whales to get cold feet and sell, 30 billion plus PLS in one button press. And so what that did was it created this break of structure, and this turned into like a bear flag, where it could have been, a rounded bottom and turned into support. Mr. Lettuce Hands, pushed us lower in the face of all that fear. And so what ended up happening was we saw this huge decline in prices as we went down 67%. And then some linked wallets to this purchase here was like OKEx, so the exchange that listed Pulse, and they have literally billions of dollars of stable coins sitting on their balance sheets. It's all verifiable in their reserves. They came in here, and these two candles here was $26 million of volume here, and the second candle was 25 million. So they pumped, not alone, of course, but OKEx, the majority, and then the market as a whole pumped $50 million back into PLS at these levels. And so it created a short-term automatic rally back into this level here. And you can kind of see the trend here. So now in terms of like what's happened is the price has now receded back down to kind of test the base here. And the price got back above this line, and it's now become a grind line where it's trying to find support here somewhere. And then hopefully it'll start to round out and we can start to build structure off this base. And now I think like the main fear for another leg lower is some sort of FUD event. Of course, my TA can't predict what human emotions are going to do or stop someone from selling in a moment of panic. But the fact that that these prices are holding right now, and then that these are higher lows as of this moment, in the face of that pressure from Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's a good sign. First off, so that I'm optimistic there. Here's Bitcoin. It saw a wick back off this sell-off today. So the story goes, Elon sold, I don't remember what the dollar amount was. I think it was like 300 million or 230 million or something dollars of Bitcoin, and it caused this like wave down. And now the price has gotten wicked back up 6%. So it fell 14%, but it recovered 6% so far. And then on the Ethereum price chart, I read somewhere that somebody approved and potentially approved an ETF for ETH. So this chart actually looks better. It also fell 18%, but now it's wicked back up 12%. So it's actually performing better out of this dip than Bitcoin. And if this level holds over the weekend and into next week, we could see ETH recover here. And that would confirm for me that at least that we'll go back and try to test 2K, because that was such a big move with, I think, about over $200 million of traded volume on just the Coinbase ETH USDC pair or USD pair. And then in addition to this, and we also saw like total liquidations on Bitcoin today, I think was like over 800 million. And it might have been the whole total market cap, or it might have been just Bitcoin. I'm not sure, but I read on Twitter that there was $800 million of liquidations, which kind of clears out the books, clears out all the open interest, and then resets all the leverage in the system. And now perhaps with a bunch of these buyers coming back in here on Ethereum and here on Bitcoin, that the spot buying came back in, and now they can create a new price floor. All the free money for the market makers has been absorbed, the 800 million across all the exchanges, and we could just continue on from here. And if you zoom out on this Bitcoin chart and you look at the different fractal patterns from these levels, I mean, the general route forward from here is something like this, right? Some sort of a curved thing going into next year, right? And it's long, boring, and painful for people that want instant money or instant returns. This is the low volatility chop that crypto people really can't stand. But this is where structure comes in and builds for the bull run, so that we can create a nice parabola going into this cycle. And so in terms of Pulse dumped first. here on when was this, May 24th, and then ETH dumped second on June 6th, and then again it's like Pulse led the way again. SEC FUD Pulse dumps first, and now ETH this dump today. So it seems to me like that the Pulse Hex ecosystem has more to say about crypto's future than people give it credit for, and the fact that it's leading the price action, even though it's, we're only really talking about, a $500 million of funds,